Your support for CitizenLink changed outcomes in the election. This is the CitizenLink Report. I'm Stuart Shepard, along with John Paulton, who works very closely with our Association of State Family Policy Organizations. Hi, John.
Hi, Stuart.
First, describe for us what the strategy was. What's the thumbnail on that?
Yeah, basically we had a three-pronged strategy. First of all, find pro-family voters who are inconsistent at getting out to vote, especially in non-presidential years like last year was. Second, educate them on the differences between the candidates. And then thirdly, motivate them, mobilize them to actually get out to vote. We did that by putting about 30 field staff on the ground in key states. They organized massive paid and volunteer efforts to survey these people via door knocking and telephone calls. And then we had a major messaging campaign, over 20 million messages directed to these key voters via mail, email, telephone calls, and even some compelling mobile ads to mobile devices.
And when we talk about illustrating the differences between the candidates, we mean specifically on the social issues.
That's right. We're talking about things like life, marriage, religious freedom, etc. Things that we talk a lot about here on this program.
Now, what's really interesting to me about this project that we do is that's what happens during the election, but then afterwards, we're able to go through the numbers and get metrics for how well it worked. Let's talk about that, because it did work.
That's right. It's right about now that the states are releasing their reports on who actually voted in the election, so we're able to go back and see very precisely how we did. It's a metric we know we're going to have to face, but thankfully the results were really good, really encouraging. In fact, when you look at how the people actually turned out to vote, one of the key ways we're able to do that is look at a control group. We had people that looked just like the people we were targeting, communicating with. They looked like them in terms of their voting history, their views on political issues, and so on. But of course they were a control group, so they didn't get all of the mailings and phone calls and mobile ads and so on. On average, the people we communicated with turned out at a 10% higher rate than the control group. Now that's very significant in a political race where small margins can really make the difference. Yeah. But it was really even better than that because, as I said, we had a multifaceted campaign, multifaceted effort. In addition to reaching the inconsistent voters, we also reached out to people who were likely voters but who didn't prioritize, maybe aren't likely to prioritize pro-family issues, to see where the candidates stand on life, for example. Maybe they're more influenced by the TV issues, often deceptive TV issues on different issues, or TV ads on different issues. Yeah. And so these people, when we take them out and look only at the inconsistent voters, it was about a 20-point margin, a 20-point increase of turnout for those inconsistent voters. That is really incredible impact that CitizenLink supporters have been able to have over this last year.
And the jargon term for that, I understand, is lift.
That's right.
That's the lift that was added to the election.
That's absolutely right. And a 20% increase for these inconsistent voters is amazing. And that's an impact that not only falls upon the Senate races that we were really targeting here, but also reaches down ticket to the governor's races, the state legislative races. So the impact is really far-reaching.
Now, it's important to point out that this is not a cheering for one team over the other team. This starts out with a distinction on the issues between two candidates, and what we're aiming for is a change in the people who are representative in the various either state legislatures, but in this case specifically we're talking about federal races. That means we now have more people in Congress who view things similarly to the way we do. They may still vary on some issues, but they're closer to our point of view than they would be otherwise.
That's right. It's going to make a difference on so many issues, even in this Congress, even when we have a president who is opposed to our position on so many of these issues and who will be a roadblock. It will still make a difference over the next 2 years, and how much more of a difference it could make in 2017 after the next election.
Are you hopeful for 2016 after looking over these numbers?
Well, I very much am. This is just very encouraging. It's confirming that the strategy we had was sound. it really made a significant, measurable impact in the election, and we need to do more in 2016. It will be bigger, it will be harder, we'll have more states, more voters to reach. We'll need lots of support from our supporters, but I'm very optimistic about what can be done.
Very good. John, thanks for the work you do. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Stuart.
And thank you for watching. You may always write to us at mail@citizenlink.com. Do pray for a new field of candidates to be appearing over the next couple of years, people who share the values that we do about life, about marriage, about religious freedom. Pray that they'll be making decisions to run, and then that we'll have an opportunity to vote for them coming up here in another year or so. And remember to stand tall and be heard.